everyone, welcome back. She's back, nearly there now. The voice is still a little bit husky, but we're getting there, we're doing good. Okay, so as always, this is a request from you guys. Is there going to be a reconciliation? Or is there going to be reconciliation, not a one? So we're going to do deck 1 and deck 2, pick a deck. So, hello everyone who is new, everyone that isn't new, hey. So what you need to do is think about your person, think about you, think about the question, will there be reconciliation, and pick your deck. So go for the one you're most drawn to, go for the one where your chakras are pulling you, if you feel there's a pull in your stomach or your heart, whichever one feels the strongest, go with that. So that's number 1 and number 2, pick your deck, and I need to get your mutual energies on it. Okay, let's go. So can you get me into my collective energies of deck number 1? Deck number 1's collective energy, is there going to be reconciliation? Okay. Think about your person. Can I get into their person's collective energy? So as always, it works on the strongest mutual energy between you all. So if anything doesn't resonate, it'll probably come up later. Normally does. Ooh. Okay, deck number 1 and their person's thoughts, feelings, energy, emotions, thought processes, choices, chances, changes, possibilities, probabilities, and potential outcomes. Okay, where's the block? Where's the block? Tell me. Okay, get me past that one. Okay, we're good. So, can you tell me, will there be reconciliation between those that picked deck number 1 and their partner or their person? Will there be reconciliation between them and their person? 2, 3, how many do you want? 5 for the bottom row, okay. 4. My guy just said 1 to the left, to the left. I'm terrible. Because I'm clairaudient, I get so many songs always in my left ear being sung at me. 4 for the top, and then 1 overall one. Can I have 4 about the reconciliation on the top? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the overall outcome. Will there be reconciliation? Okay. You ready, guys? So the overall outcome is, yeah, there will be reconciliation. Ooh. Average timing. So again, this is the strongest mutual timing between you all, and also with timings where I can give you them. Normally they aren't that far off, but if you are holding on to that timing, you are pressing pause on it yourself, because there is the universal law of vacuum, as I call it. It's not called that, it's called something more scientific than that. And if you hold on to a situation, the universe can only bring things to you if you create space. So if you're saying, oh, it's got to be there, and because she said that, you're blocking it yourself. So it feels around, average is 2 to 3 months. Again, strongest mutual energy. Some of you, it will be weeks. Some of you, it will be after that. Okay, so what's happening at this point in time? Your person is in conflicting energies over the situation. There is a cross between communication and emotional barriers, and that's where the block is. They're not sure whether to communicate, and if they do communicate, whether to communicate from an emotional standpoint or whether to go from a more secure stability point of view. At the moment, they are strongly debating their choices and conflicting energies over it. There are people as well that are pressurising them either to make a choice. Some of you within this collective group, your people's family are interfering. Some of the family are saying yes, some of the family are saying no. Some of it is friends as well. You're all split up into different groups within this one. But either way, there's different choices, chances and changes happening. So your person at the moment isn't quite ready to do it. They're working out what they want. So with the 7 of Pentacles over here, this is them sitting there trying to work through everything. They've got the Ace of Pentacles behind them, knowing that they want to come to you, offer you some kind of stability, new beginnings, new security, but the heart energy is kind of pulling them back. The reason for that is because they've lost their self-confidence along the way. So they want to be moving forward to you, making communication, saying how they feel about you, but the security side of things is kicking their ass, and they're like, oh, I don't know how to cope with it. So they are trying to work it out at the moment. New beginnings in the background. Again, lots of yellows in the cards for solar plexus, confidence issues, insecurity. they're not happy with the situation, neither are you. I mean, this echoes onto you, so remember as well, anything that is in their energy, if you're in a divine relationship, that will echo onto your energy, majority of you. They can see the 2 cups at the top, the true love card is behind them at the moment. They've got their back turned on it. Again, blues for communication. They want to already reach out. But this lack of confidence in themselves, and for what a lot of them have done to you as well. A lot of them within this group have just ghosted you. A lot of them within this group have given you a little bit and then taken it away, given you a bit, taken that away. If you are in a relationship and you've kind of gone on that break, again, they're like trying to work out what it is they want, and it's from a place of security. They want their little comfort blanket around them, and that's why they're not quite reaching out just yet. However, those are you, well, oh, we got this one too, we missed this one. 2 of Pentacles over here, weighing up the choices, weighing up decisions. It's to do with the heart and the head. The heart's pulling them, the communication is wanting to pull them, the head is going, I haven't got the confidence issues, I'm not ready. What if they want this? What if they want too much from me? I can't give them commitment, I can't give them this. You're all in different stages, you're all in different pots with it, but that's where your mutual energy is, okay? So your individual circumstances are obviously always different, but your strongest mutual energy, that is what is happening. Again, the heart-centered emotions with this have turned a little bit jealous or bitter or a little bit uncertain, with that green kind of being a little bit off. They're not sure how to go about it. You've both failed quite epically to see things from one another's perspective as well, which is why it's kind of ended up where you are as well. Not all of you, again, don't take that as gold. That is individuals within this circumstances failing to see the things from each other's perspectives, more so with your person than you, but it's always hard when you're in a situation to see it from someone else's perspective. So that's kind of happened as well. However, that's all in the past, because that's where they are at the moment. So all the crap's happened. You're now in this process where they're thinking it all through, what to do, what's going on. You're working out what you want, what to do. I've just seen a clairvoyant image of hair for new birth. It's also in relation to classroom room, mothers, maternal instincts. A lot of it is Queen of Pentacles energy. All that kind of maternal instinct is within you. So when they do come back, try not to mother them, ladies. Give them that little bit of space, okay? They need you to be independent, strong, and standing in your power. I'm not saying don't change who you are. I'm just saying if you go over and say, I miss you, I love you, I want to be with you, you're my absolute will, blah, 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 you'll push them away again. So you need to be very careful with that little fine line in between the two. Again, as your collective. Okay, so what's happening is this is really good stuff. So once they've worked it all out, you have your action with the 3 of Wands. Their emotions are going to be feeling a little bit more ready to come towards you. What's always emotions? What is sweeping in? Tides are coming up, things are happening, you'll be standing there, they're going to be coming towards you, sweeping in with their emotions. Confidence has been ignited, ready to be making moves towards you. And that doesn't matter whether you're in a third party, whether you are the third party, whether you're in a whatever a normal relationship is. I don't really know what one of them is. It's a divine relationship, whatever mold you want to put your if you want to put it in a box, whatever box you want to put it in, it doesn't matter, because this is the strongest energy. However, you've got to be standing again in your power. This is just, I didn't realise that was in there. The Empress, your maternal instinct. Standing strong in your power. You've got to keep raising your energy, raising your consciousness, aligning your chakras. I know we spoke about chakras a few times before. If it's been a while since you've done a chakra cleanse, please do it again, because a lot of you are clogged up, which won't be helping the communication because you're not sure what's going to happen. Please try not to think too far down the line about what is going to happen when they get in touch, because a lot of you, when it does happen, it's going to be very, very different from what you are imagining. Then your last 3 cards, the Wheel, the 9 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, again back to Pentacles. It's here, back to Pentacles we go, Ace of Pentacles. So while they're thinking about it at the moment, it was in the background of that picture. Where you gone, where you gone, where you gone? Okay, Pentacles, in the background of it, working out what they want. They'll be ready to make moves towards you. They'll be thinking it all through, like the puzzle's going to be completed. It's going to be pushing. Your crystals, again, keep grounded with it all. Try not to run away with the fairies when they do get in touch with you. Slow and steady will win your race. You will need to turn your energy into a Knight of Pentacles energy. Then you have your 9 of Cups for your Make-A-Wish card, dreams coming true. And the World card is often twin flame union. Sources cycles, ending cycles, beginnings of new ones. So reconciliation is going to happen. that is your collective for deck number 1. Let me just get you any advice of this little dinky deck. Dinky means small if you're not from England. Okay, can I have 3 cards for my collective for deck number 1? Any advice for them? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you've got 4. So you've got Saturn's calling, so this is talking about things going with the flow of it, getting ready for contact, getting ready for communication. Saturn is a more masculine energy planet. There is a mixture of energy between that, but with the blues that will insist, that was a translation error. That will say, I can't quite work out what he's saying. That communication is coming from the masculine point of view. So get ready, it is coming. You've got balance and nostalgia. You're thinking back to the situations and what's happened. A lot of you are longing, yearning, etc, etc. Please keep shifting that focus back to you. The longer you the harder you push yourself to long and yearn, the harder you're making the journey. The longer you push yourself within that energy, the harder you're making it. You just got to go with it, purge it, let it flow through you. Go with the flow of it. That's when once that purging starts to ease and you start to hit, after you've hit your pillow about 30 times and screamed and cried, when it starts to ease up after a couple of weeks, that purging, that's when you're ready to manifest it. Okay. And your last one is fast growing. So if you let this happen, it's going to be quick. Reconciliation will be quick. And that is deck number 1. Good cards, good cards. Okay, let's do deck number 2. Can you get me, what am I on? 11:39. Can you get me into my collective energy of deck number 2? My people, my beauties. Yeah, my voice is still a little bit croaky, but I'm getting there. So if you've just tapped in, tuned in, turned on, we are on deck number 2. As always, it's running on the collective mutual energy between you all. Hi to my new subscribers, hi to my old subscribers. Think of your person, please. Let me get into the collective thoughts, feelings, energy, emotions and thought process. Get me into the possibilities, probabilities, choices, characters and changes. And potential outcomes, please, of deck number 1's person. Collective. So it'll pull out this, it's dipping, I'll dip into your mutual energy. Well, I'll dip into all your energies, pull out the strongest one, dip into all your people's energy, pull out the strongest one. So it comes with everyone's energy merged in together with the strongest one in between. So can you tell me, will there be reconciliation? Reconciliation with deck number 2? Reconciliation with those that picked deck number 2. Is there going to be reconciliation? 1, 2, between them and their person. 3. That's a good card. 3. That's a very good card. 4. 1, 2. With different setup from deck 1. 3. Set 1, 2. Quite similar cards to deck number 1 actually. Okay. So at present, let me have a sip of my drink before I lose my voice. I am awful for I read all day, every day, and then I forget to drink, I get dehydrated. Okay, so your person at the moment is feeling quite stuck by the situation. Whatever has happened within your individual circumstances, your person is feeling quite trapped. They are, it's more to do with situations and circumstances that has caused an issue with this, with a lot of you, not all of you, but with a lot of you. It's circumstances that has caused the situation to kind of go the way it has. A lot of them have felt overpressured because they haven't known themselves what they want. A lot of them have had these fears rising up to the surface, which again has blocked them. A lot of them haven't been able to communicate their emotions because that's just not the way they are. You've been feeling as if you've been blinded to everything, that you haven't seen the whole truth, and it's just been a bit of a miscommunication error which has caused a lot of this. So it's external circumstances for some of you, miscommunication for a lot of you. Some of you as well have been in quite a few arguments that have happened which has caused the oosh. A lot of them have gone, a lot of them have just gone quiet. Some of you are still in a little bit of contact, whether you come back together, etc. But this is where you currently are. You are feeling in a dark place. They are echoing onto that. A lot of them are pretending they are okay, mainly for other people. mainly for other people, for external people is what they're saying. Just to show this world, to show the world that actually, you know what, I'm all right. And those that haven't been doing that will. So if you're seeing on Facebook or whatever equivalent you use that everything is great and happy and wonderful in their lives and they're smiling, and if you feel partly with the girlfriend or wife or whatever, don't worry about them. Okay, they're feeling trapped by the situation. They want to make moves back to you with the Page of Cups. They're debating their choices with it at the moment. They are worried that if they move back towards you, it's going to be overwhelming. Please do not put pressure on them at this point in time. You can deal with that later, okay? To get them back, if you put pressure on them right now, they're going to run. So you've got to go slow and steady with them. Again, that echoes deck 1. They know that there are a number of choices and changes and possibilities that they have got to make. They are confused in their own right about what is the right choice. A lot of them there's children involved in this deck also, and they're trying to think about what is best for everyone, and they're kind of putting themselves last, I'm hearing. They're putting themselves to the back of it all. But a lot of them equally, that's some of them, a lot of them are selfish as well and putting themselves first, and everything else is kind of falling into place. So there are choices and chances that is coming their way. They're trying to keep their head above water with it. They are showing the world that everything's perfect, I'm great, I'm wonderful, I'm fantastic, and actually deep inside they're quite hurt. Which again mirrors onto you. You've got the Page of Pentacles, you've got 2 pages, they're acting quite immature, they are acting very childish. One is based on security, one is based on emotions, stability, you know, all that kind of stuff. They're in between these 2 worlds, and they've always found it quite hard to find the balance. The balance between what they feel and how they feel that they should be feeling. So they've always been, a lot of them have been brought up either culture, society, whatever the equivalent, that you've got to think this way and you've got to feel this way and this is the way it's got to be. You do this as a job, so you've got to be logical, you've got to be analytical, yada, 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 okay? And because of that, there's always been a lot of pressure from external circumstances within this relationship. You won't be aware of that, but that is what's happening. And it's just that this is what they are conditioned to. That's just how they are. So they have got to get the strength and courage up courage of convictions, I'm hearing, to make these moves towards you. Now they are thinking about it, but they're not quite sure whether they go with the heart or whether they go with the stability, what the best way for reconciliation is. They will need you and them to reconcile properly. You will need to both be in a more stable position. They're scared the emotions are going to run away with them. They're scared that your emotions are going to run away with them, so they're not doing anything. They're waiting. For now, while they work it out. So you've got the 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. So we're going from thinking things through, deciding what is right, also kind of protecting themselves. This is like the mother protecting her eggs. Again, red for security and stability. They're protecting all of that, but you are just on the outside feeling like you can't get in. A lot of them, when you were in the relationship, you were trying to communicate with them and they couldn't communicate back with you because they were protecting themselves. They didn't want to push it. They didn't want you to push them much further, and because you kept wanting more, because they weren't giving you anything, that then pushed you away from their mindset. So it's like they've kind of sheltered themselves from, a lot of them have sheltered themselves from giving things emotionally towards you, but they're working it out now. What's going to happen is the communication is going to overtake the security side of things. So at the moment it's being protected, being looked after. You're going to push through that, work it out. The communication for the blues is going to come forward from their heart centre straight down with the element of security. So a lot of them will be, when they come back, they'll be talking about having more secure beginnings. What can we do to have money, like less, if you're in a more serious, like a longer term, whatever, mortgagey thing, or house thing. What can we do to make sure our money issues are okay? What can we do to make sure the children are okay if you've got kids? What can I be and do to move this situation forward so that she or you feel more stable? This is what's going through their head. How can I make this situation better? That's what they're thinking. And once they've worked it out, that is when they will come towards you. A lot of you, it says here, some of you will go to them, but please only do that when the time is right, because you're on a fine line of pushing them too far. So just please be careful. If you need to book a personal reading, then email me and we can look at that. But it's still in their thoughts, you're still in their feelings, you're still in their power. They know that there is unconditional love for you. They just got to work it out 100% in their head. Their soul knows, their body knows, their heart knows. Head is saying, it's too much, I'm freaking out. Again, arguments have happened with a lot of you. Some of your people have got escapism behaviour and have been drinking or doing drugs or the equivalent. Again, it's to escape the pressures of everything, and it isn't just pressure from you. Like I said from the very beginning, it's external circumstances that are putting them under this pressure, and it's external circumstances is kind of keeping them away. But with the right amount of time, it's a bit like watering a plant. Love, water, bit of plant food, soil. Give it time and it grows, and you know, you can grow whatever you want. But with the right amount of time and heat and love and whatever equivalent, turn your person into a plant. Think of them as a plant. They've got to work it all out themselves, and they won't need someone else to do that. Like the natural plants outside, they can get that from themselves. They can get that from the universe. So you don't need to do it. They're not a plant pot. They're an outside pot. They're an outside plant. Then you've got Ace of Wands and Four of Wands, new beginnings, passion, some of you marriage, some of you weddings, some of you celebrations. You'll be celebrating them, reconciling anyway, but they've got to get themselves into a more stable place. But it will happen. It's good stuff, good cards. Okay, can I have 3 cards for advice from a collective on number 2 for reconciliation? Will they reconcile? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm not going to say this, cicada. At the moment, they are just biding their time, waiting, nurturing, looking after themselves, getting some rest. They're in the darker period. They're in hibernation while it grows, while everything kind of grows, and as time goes on, the growth is going to happen. Blue, communication, love. You are one of the same, a lot of you with the divine relationships. So please remember that anything that you are picking up of them, to return it. If you're suddenly hit with, oh my God, I feel really sad. Oh my God, what if it's too much? Return the sender 3 times, please. Send it back. They do love you. They do love you. They're just having a difficult time of it, trying to work it out. But once they've worked through that, moving up, on you go, on to the next chapter. Back on the train. It's a bit of a roller coaster. There's a lot of you, this relationship will always be a roller coaster. It will always be a roller coaster. But again, with the right amount of universe doing its job, you do whatever you need to do. You manifest, you keep yourself busy, you keep yourself doing your self-love. Anything that you do on yourself can echo onto them. A lot of people forget that that is the biggest tool. No amount of sending them healing, this, that and the other, is going to do much. What you need to do is send healing to yourself and ask it to echo onto your divine counterpart. That is the best way of doing it. That is the quickest way of doing it as well. Alright, but your reconcile timing, your average time, again, as always, it's your collective average time, so it'll pick up the mutual energy between you all is around 4 months. Some of you it's 6 weeks, some of you it's 4 weeks, some of you it's 2 weeks, depends, but your average time between you all is around 4 months. And that's step number 2. Okay, so if you want to book a private reading, then just drop me an email. It's, mysticlovetarot@gmail.com. My name's Ali, A-L-L-Y, but everyone calls it me all sorts of different names. My real name's Alexandra. And what else? If you want to find me on Instagram, it's just mysticlovetarot. There's all sorts of bits on there, whole competitions and things. I'm going to put another collective reading post out probably in the next week or 2, so you can all have your say on what readings you want. And that's it. Lots of love to you all. Take care. Bye.